Hi again. Welcome back to the Old 62, episode um 58? Is that right? Can't remember. Today's episode is on Ultraman, who is kind of a well-known Superman villain, but something you might not have known is originally he worked alone, and originally he looked very, very different. He had a really weird collar to his costume. It sort of did like a V motion, and I don't know. I don't know what the artists were thinking, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it for other reasons. It makes him look of the age that they were in, comics-wise, and it's just a good stylistic choice because it also looks kind of futuristic and out there. Like, I get that they were trying to make him look out there. Technical difficulties? Pinwheel. Round and around and around and around. Anyways, sorry about that. As I was saying, Ultraman is kind of a well-known Superman villain. He is now the leader of an organization from another dimension, a group called the Crime Syndicate. And it's a bunch of characters that are mirror images of the Justice League. But instead of Wonder Woman, it's Superwoman, and her alter ego is Lois Lane. Um, Batman is Owlman, and things like that. So, yeah. Sometimes the alternate for Flash is Reverse Flash, and sometimes it's Johnny Quick. So, yeah, that's not consistent. It should be. I think in more like mature comics, like not child-friendly comics, the ones with like real action, comics like that have Johnny Quick, and comics that are geared towards kids and young teens, it has Reverse Flash. So I'm pretty sure that's how it is. And cartoons, too. You know, if there's a cartoon where the Crime Syndicate shows up, it's most likely Reverse Flash. Unless it's, like, really action-y. Nice wording. Alright, so first things first, what do we do first? We go to character creators. So who made the first ever Ultraman? Well, aside from the one that's not DC, but we're not talking about that. The one that's like with Godzilla and stuff. Okay, but anyways, this one was made by Garner Fox and Mike Sikowski. I don't know that name. I don't know. But this is I like the art. Appearances is what we do next. First appeared in Justice League of America number 29 in 1964, and his appearance of death was in Crisis on Infinite Earths number 1 in 1985. So this is literally as close as it gets to breaking my rules. He's actually come back a few times as clones after the Crisis event, but the only reason that doesn't break my rules is because they were clones. So, yeah, yeah. But the fact that there is clones insinuates that this guy still exists, but I mean, it's not saying that he does still exist, and it's not really saying that he's not either. It's just, here are some clones. I don't understand that, but let's get into the history, and hopefully we will understand later. Ultraman was born into the partially reversed universe Earth 3. Similar to the story of Superman, Ultraman was sent from the planet Krypton to Earth 3, where he first encountered kryptonite in outer space, which began to change him into a super powerhouse of vast abilities. Upon his arrival on Earth 3, the boy grew up developing new powers every time he encountered kryptonite. So, yeah, he is basically the opposite of Superman. Upon reaching adulthood, he renamed himself Ultraman and began a life of conquest and destruction. It would be during his conquering that he encountered 4 other superpowered beings who would all loosely gather together in various schemes to dominate their world and become the Crime Syndicate of America. I didn't know that this version of him was in a group. I guess, like, I have seen the other members, older versions of the other members. I got a request from Ashley, actually, that I wear my collar in my video, because, I mean, I should anyway. It's part of who I am. It's part of my typical look. Here it is. But the thing about it is, like, I've got more locks on their way. I decided to get some other locks that are less bulky and more cute. I got a panda lock and a heart-shaped one and a antique-looking lock, and I'm gonna switch them out, go back and forth, and this one's gonna come and go, so. If you want some history on this lock in particular, it has some history to it, and, like, why I wear a collar, and why I added a lock to it, I could post about it on my Tumblr, you know, if you really want to know, like, that kind of stuff. So I'm just putting that out there for you to debate. Back to the story. It would be after largely conquering most of their world that Ultraman developed a new type of supervision that allowed him to see into Earth 1's dimension. Wow. That's just... wow. Okay. Seeking an open battle to test their powers after defeating the military forces of their native Earth 3, the Crime Syndicate challenged the combined forces of Earth 1 Justice League of America and Earth 2 Justice Society of America. Not able to withstand the combined mights of 2 Earth's greatest super beings, the Crime Syndicate was defeated and imprisoned in an extra-dimensional bubble created by Earth 1's Green Lantern. Over a period of time, the Crime Syndicate members escaped. It would be on one of these periods between ruling and imprisonment that Ultraman was recruited by the extra-dimensional Alexi Luthor of Earth 2 and Lex Luthor of Earth 1, who sought to destroy their native Earths and rule Earth 3 as their new base of operations, in their attempt to completely defeat their respective Supermen. Ultraman directly fought and defeated both Superman of Earth 2 and the Superman of Earth 1, who were brought to Earth 3 by Alexander Luthor Sr., as his body was directly powered by the very source that depowered both Supermen. Yeah, because Ultraman gets powers from kryptonite. So yeah. Which brings me to something interesting that I'm going to talk about after we're done with this, or when we're done with the history at least. Seeing that the Supermen could not directly take on Ultraman and defeat him, Alexander Luthor Sr. directly entered the fight after donning superpowered armor, tricking Ultraman into thinking himself unable to directly fight the infinitely powered Ultraman. Oh, like, he fooled Ultraman into thinking he couldn't stop him. Okay. Luthor was able to get close enough to Ultraman to dephase Ultraman into an intangible state. So, he made him like a ghost, sort of, and allowed the Superman of Earth 1 and Earth 2 to recover from Ultraman's kryptonite-powered attack. After being defeated by Luthor, Ultraman was once again imprisoned, but Ultraman and the Crime Syndicate were able to routinely escape, as shown when the Ultra-Humanites and his new time-traveling band of secret society supervillains, they broke them out. Or they caused a distraction or something? Not clear. Ultraman and the others would battle against Luthor Sr. and other heroes on many occasions who would routinely defeat Ultraman and the other members of the Crime Syndicate. This basic stalemate of almost endless escape and imprisonment would continue until an antimatter wave attack of the Anti-Monitor came to Earth 3 during the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, so this is where the crisis event happens. Unable to stop the antimatter wave that was destroying Earth 3, Ultraman and the other members of the Crime Syndicate teamed up with Luthor Sr. in an attempt to stop the attack. Seeing that his infinite powers were unable to stop the wave, Ultraman decided to attack the wave head-on after stating to the helpless Power Ring, Power Ring was their counterpart for Green Lantern in Earth 3, anyways, that he would do what he always did. Fight till the end. It actually says that in, like, quote form, but you shouldn't do that. If you want to do that, put it at the quotation at the top of the history. What is the quote? There is no quote. He, along with everyone else native to their dimension, died in the attack and were completely erased from all history with the rest of the single surviving universe, except for the Superman of Earth 2 and Alexander Luthor Jr., who remembered Ultraman and his world. So, yeah. I don't know if erased is a good word, because they act like it's destroyed, but like they just forgot about it. It's not like it never happened. They just, everyone forgot it existed. Except for, Alexander Luthor and Superman of Earth 2. So they remembered, but everyone else forgot it happened. And like it was destroyed. It's not like it was never there. So I don't know if erased is a good word anymore, but tell me what you think. And this video is long enough already. I was gonna be all crazy, but this video is long enough, actually, for once. So yeah, that's the video. That's pretty much it. That is how we do this thing. And now I go check on the list and see who we have next, and give you like a little summary, because I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to give you something to expect. Alright. So after Ultraman is number 59. Oh, This is weird. I don't remember much of anything about this guy. Oh, but anyways, I think he's like a mummy or some kind of undead or something. I don't remember clearly. Anyways, what was I saying earlier about, I have no idea now what I was going to tell you. But, anyways, so that's pretty much it. That's all I can think of at this moment. I know you guys are ready to click off. Some of you already have. And if I think of what I was going to say, I will post it to my Twitter, since that's the most liked by the fans. There's a lot of other platforms that I have. There's a lot. But that's the one that's getting the most coverage by you guys. I don't know. You just not care? I don't know. You know I have other platforms. I've told you about my other platforms. My other presences online, and you've just not gone there. So, I don't know. Don't know. But I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. And peace.